Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Pam, 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 para, pam. So, I spent a bit of time this morning trying to integrate the Dryken plane level that we have in the other project in our main project. And, hello. And yeah, I mean, I managed to bring it in. So one problem was that the level was using warp partition as a default because it's been created in Unreal Engine 5, and Unreal Engine 5 by default used warp partition. And so it was not possible to drag it into our normal level setup. But then after disabling that option, now we see the new Dryken plane remake, right, along with the existing Dryken plane, right? So, which is nice. Now, at the moment, I just positioned them one next to the other, which I guess is fine. I don't remember why we have this thing, right? Why we have this? I mean, why these things are like double? I think really they have, this path really have a double, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if they really have a double thingy. Or if it's because we put it twice, I don't know. Doesn't look like, or is the, it's a bit weird. But anyway, so you see that here you see a black, you see like a double thing, right? Well, here we don't. Which I think is okay. I think I like it less heavy. Also, it looks a bit less. So I moved all of this here. Now, I didn't test it yet, but in theory, this level should be loaded properly. Should be loaded properly. The only issue I think we will have is the fact that at the moment we are loading the Dryken plane UI. I don't know why these triggers are all weirdly huge. Huh? Why is that? Are the trigger boxes? Yeah, trigger boxes are like scaled 25 times. What do you mean? Why 25 times? I don't know, that's a bit strange. Maybe the default trigger box was different size. I don't know. 25 seems a lot. Yeah, I think originally it was 5. And then it became, I don't know why it became 25 with the import, but we can change it all. Here are all the trigger boxes. But anyway, hello Funner. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm trying to merge this new thingy. Hopefully we can. I mean, for sure we can. It's just a matter of how much time, right? But how much time it would take. But I worked a bit on it this morning already off stream, so I think I'm already at a very good point. So I made good progress this morning. I don't like too much the fact that these two triggers are actually one on top of the other, right? I think it's kind of weird. Maybe I will move the trigger box like there, so it's not really overlapping. Okay. I think we can test and see what happens. We can just teleport. Now yeah, there is the problem of the UI, of the Dryken plane UI, right? Because there is actually... I think that I have a function that is automatically adding it to my screen when I am in the Dryken plane. I don't remember exactly how it works, but there is definitely... It may be inside player controller, actually. Yeah, easy. Receive background. Yeah. So what I'm doing here is basically that if I started in the Dryken plane, I automatically load up the Dryken shard UI. So I think that I think we can remove this for now, because this will be anyway part of the... Now, one problem would maybe if you are if you disconnect in the middle of the Dryken plane, right? At the moment, we are not saving the Dryken shard to the database, which is kind of annoying. So we will have to make it a bit, I mean, better. Dryken plane shading. I think that for now I will skip all of this, and we can do it again later on in case is needed. But at the moment, I think that I don't want to have this Dryken UI automatically added to the screen, right? Because we are anyway adding it to the viewport. Now that we are adding the new one, right, to the viewport when we trigger, because we check if the Dryken island is valid or not. If it's not valid, we basically recreate it and show it. So why island 0? Fuck. Why island 0? Because it's new? Because it's hiding the choices. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine. So it's correct. It's actually correct. Okay. Okay, so now the question would be, the problem is that now the Dryken plane is in another location, right? So my teleport location, which was this, right? Now is no more correct, because now the Dryken plane has been moved, right? And we have it. Where do we have it? I don't know. We can teleport we can teleport like here is fine. I think like here is fine. We just go maybe up 2 meters, and it will be fine, right? If you want to go up 2 meters, we do like a 399 instead of, yeah. Okay, so this should be the new. Wow, the music. Hello, Hula. Hello, Citizen DJ. How are you? So we will teleport there and see what happens. Well. It looks like this is not the right position. Okay, this is the right position. Why so bright? Oh my god. Why so bright? Why so bright? Holy moly. Oh wow. This is strange. I don't understand why. So it looks like all the lights have been boosted somehow. I mean, it was not like this, right? It was super dark. Well, we have a way to check. Skybox light is 0 at the moment. Skylight intensity is 2. Skylight intensity is 2. Skylight intensity is 2. That is probably the problem. I mean, if I put it to 0, I mean 0 is tough, obviously, but yeah. Oh, by the way, my torch is yeah, the problem is the skylight intensity. That I boosted to 2. I don't remember exactly why I did that. I think because I wanted to see my character a bit better, right? Which is fine. The problem is that we lose the Yeah, because the skylight intensity is the indirect light, right? And if we boost the indirect light, as you can see, everything becomes super lit, right? Everything becomes super lit. So I mean, the problem is that if we use the light intensity, is even worse, because the light intensity will actually be a real light, giving me shadows and stuff. Yeah, but still my character is super dark. I think it's super dark because I'm applying the... Yeah, but like this is a bit better though. Anyway, we will find the right light setup, right? I mean, we want it to look a bit like this, right? The strong shadows are coming from the light that is just behind this. There is a light here, and but anyway, I'm happy to see that this works. Oh, fuck, the rotation is wrong. No! What do you mean? All the rotations have been fucked up? Wow. Why? I mean, why? I mean, it's easy to fix. It's not the end of the world. But you know, if they were correct, I would have preferred. Definitely. So it seems that the spawn of the static mesh, right, is not correct. Yeah, actually has a 000 rotation, while probably in the previous project it was not like that. So it seems that in the copy, right? Let me launch it. So we will have two editors and a server and a client open at the same time. Well, luckily I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. It should be able to do it. Yeah, it seems that it didn't copy the position of the stuff. I don't know why. So weird. I copied the level actually, right? I copied the level. But it seems that also the position of the... Also the positions are a bit off. It seems that he reset... Yeah, you see, for example, the rotation... The rotation of the trigger was 90 degrees, right? 90 degrees rotated. How it is in my new thingy? Completely different. No, it's rotated 90. So yeah, in theory is okay. This one is 000. Bah, complete mysteries. Anyway, we can reset without thinking too much what happened. And the trick here is just to show, it's just to make the static mesh visible. And yeah, I mean, I knew that probably I had to do some work again. Yeah, you see that this is really rotated wrong, right? Which is kind of strange though, because there is zero relative rotation, 000, like in the previous guy. And so, or this rotation changed, but it doesn't look like, because it's 90 degrees, right? So the actual trigger is 90 degrees. I don't know. I mean, something happened in this location. Static mesh 1. Yeah, this location is definitely wait. Now it appears. Yeah, the location and the rotation is completely off. I didn't copy this stuff in, unfortunately. I don't know why. He didn't copy these values when I copied the level. That's very weird. It seems to be, yeah, it seems to be a bug, right? Because I just imported the level. This is what I did. But it seems that it didn't pick up any of the transforms, right? I can just copy them, so it's not that hard, I would say. It's a bit annoying to do because I have to click, but it's definitely faster than redoing it. I mean, reposition it manually, right? So I think I'm gonna do it. We have to verify, right, that it's correct, but yeah, you see it is correct. I think we have the same problem with the particle system though. So the particle system may not be in the right location. Yeah, exactly. And I don't even know if the particle system has been ported. Yeah, moving level seems to be not very functional. P-fire large. Let me see if there is the same. Yeah, actually the pointer is there, right? The pointer is definitely there, but it's not been copied over. Yeah, so we have to do this manually. It's okay. You can do it manually. Also, the trigger box seems to be a bit weird, right? So this trigger box that was there now is... And the particle... is also been in a weird place. And the spawn particle of the third guy... The spawn particle of the third guy, you see, he has a specific location and rotation. So, and none of them has been properly ported. None of them, including the particle, which is this large fire too. Yeah. I think in addition here we also spawn the skeletal mesh, right? And now here I don't know exactly how to do it, because this will be one of our characters. One of our characters. So at the moment, I have to think about it, because here it was just pointing to BP third-person character, right? But I think we will have to create probably a new blueprint only for the Dryken plane characters, because I don't have a way to... I'm thinking, but I don't have a way to load a real plane shift character in this setting, right? I cannot. I cannot make it a real NPC, right? So my only choice is to create a new blueprint that is that looks exactly how we want it to look, and then then drop it here into static mesh to spawn, right? So let me see if we add now. Will we be able to animate it? Yes, I think we will. Yes, I think we will be able to animate it. So what should I do? I should create a new folder here. Call it Dryken plane, and then here we can get, for example, it's a bit of a waste, but it's fine. For example, I take the alien character, right? The alien male. One of the problem will be the hair color, though. The hair color. Because the hair color, we actually set it programmatically. So I think that this guy, well, we can put it in the creation blueprint. We are a bit in uncharted territory, guys. We're a bit in uncharted territory here, but we will try to see what we can do. So this will be Dryken Alien 1. And for example, right, I would like this guy to have I don't know, gloves and leather and other stuff, right? So if I change the hands, skeletal, why skeletal mesh is empty? Why skeletal mesh is empty if we have the hands? Huh? Is there another mesh? That is a bit weird. Why is this empty? Huh? That is very strange. Should I recompile it and see what happens? What the hell? Huh? I mean, it should be hands, right? Why is all empty? Ah, there is a bug. There is another bug, boys. There is another bug. So for whatever reason it doesn't see it, but it is displaying it, right? So it's displaying the mesh, but it's not here. I don't know, it's so weird, but anyway. So for example, we want him to have gloves. For example, we want him to have a leather torso. For example, we want him to have different boots. I don't know, something like that, right? So because the idea is that I can customize well, they're very similar, but anyway, I can customize, right, my guy the way I want. So for example, we want to have a different hair, right? I don't know, this one. This one is exactly that one. What? I think the engine is messing up a bit. But anyway, where it doesn't have anything, that's not normal. That's really not normal. But okay, now the problem is, can I attach, right, to a socket an item? For example, I will have this guy to have I don't know, a hammer in his hand or something. Can I do that? Well, I think the only way would be... because, okay, we have the socket, we have everything, right? But it is set up in this character. But the problem is that it's on the skeleton. So I will have to attack... I will have to get... I will have to do the same attach, but I have to do it where? I have to do it in the construction. Or in a simpler way, I just make, because I can also do it simpler, right? I just add a static mesh as a child of, I add a static mesh as a child of the hands, and the static mesh, I will set it as a hammer, and then I will just position it, and that's it. Probably, but if I do it this way, this will not move together with the hand, right? Because it's not really attached, right? So I have to attach this. Well, I can spawn it this way, and then in the creation script, I can get this, and I can attach component to component. Well, if he's using a socket, yeah, so the socket should be right hand, right? But I don't know if this will actually do. No, it's doing nothing. I don't remember if he's right hand or if he's right hand. Maybe he's right hand like this. Doesn't make any difference. Let me see 1 second. If I'm attaching to socket, yeah, it's called the right hand. It's called the socket is called right hand, right? Right hand. So it's not doing it, huh? Right hand, hammer, parent. Parent will be my hands, I guess. Keep relative, keep relative, keep relative. No, I think we should snap to target. Okay. Okay, the hammer is in the right location now. Okay, so we can do it this way, and it's actually moving, right? Now, if I want to change it slightly, like make it smaller or whatever, we can. But I think it's fine. Okay, so this guy, so for example, now the hair is a problem, because the hair is a problem. Because on the hair, I do something specific. I can get the main material, right? I can get the material 0, but then to actually color it, we apply a thing. We apply a parameter for coloring, right? And I think I need to copy it from where we do it, because reinventing it is a bit long. So if we take what? If we take our character blueprint and I search for hair color, right? Hair color. Air color is going down here. So we get material 0, we cast, we create, we set vector parameter darker and lower, and then we set the material back to okay, in case it's a material instance constant or is material instance dynamic. I don't know. Yeah, so it should be something like that, right? So we get this. We create the material instance with no specific flag, and then we set the value. Now is black, but let's say that black is fine. Target self, no, target hair. Right. So let me see what happens if he has black hair now. Ah, he has black hair. Okay, so I think it's doable. Now the only problem will be to define colors that actually make sense, but it's fine. So the lighter, I don't know, we can try randomly and see what happens. We can try this, and we can try to make this one a bit darker and see what happens, right? Okay. Well, I mean, the hair of our character has never been the best, but maybe one day we'll make them better. Still seems very dark. I don't know why. But fine. Maybe like that. Okay. Okay, so we have our guy, right? So this guy, there is a completely different blueprint. So he's not a character that we customize on the fly. Is a predefined character that now we want to have inside of this scene. So meaning here, right? So in this skeletal mesh to spawn, we will select Dryken Alien M1. Yes. And in theory, this should do it. And now here we will have another guy, right? So here we will have to create a different character. And we can create it with the same technique. I think it should still be an alien, so it should still be a human character, right? The only issue is that I think we lost all the coordinates. So let me try to... Yeah, I think we lost all the coordinates, unfortunately. So this trigger in theory was here. And was also rotated, so it was not like that, it was like this. Yeah, exactly. And the ladder, actually here we have two meshes to spawn. So there is this one, and there with a specific rotation. And then there is a static mesh 2. So I think prototyping in the separate level is okay, but I think it's good that I moved right now so that we can test what happens in our normal game, because as you can see, yeah, but you see that it works, so it's in the right It's in the right location. Yeah, perfect. It's in the right location. So all the items are in the right also this one we need to check, huh? Because also this one was different. Spawn mesh 1. Yeah, you see it's very different location. Spawn mesh 1. It's down there. Maybe it's too much, but I think it's too much. I'm moving it in. And rotation we don't really care, so it can stay at 0. Now there is a bit of rotation anyway, so let's copy the rotation. Okay. Okay, that's the well. Now the light is a bit too strong and close. Okay. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, right? And 6 with a guy. Okay, so it seems that now all the pieces are in place. So I think I can remove the visible mesh so that we are in the default situation where they are all invisible. Where they are all invisible. Because anyway, it looks like the position is correct. They're all invisible. Right. And I have to change here the visibility. Okay. So that is fine. Now I need the second guy, right? I need the second guy. The second guy, well, we will copy from I guess we will copy from this, right? We will duplicate this. This will be alien 2. And maybe here, if we can change a bit the face. Also the face we could change. Well, maybe it's not very visible, but in theory we could change the face of this guy. So maybe this we will do the opposite. We will have the pants. I don't know why when I swap, some elements disappear. Look, they disappeared again. I don't understand that. That's very strange. Anyway, maybe here we do the same, right? Maybe we do the legs with the leather. I will still keep the boots. Maybe here we do the arms with the leather. And I think I will keep always the hammer. Why not? Maybe we make this guy a different color of hair, and we can change the color. So the color maybe will be a brown, like this. Well, it doesn't really look brown to me, but fine. Looks a bit more red, but it's fine. And maybe we change the hair type, right? So that is it looks a bit different. The hair type. The hair type we can go. Is it the same? Yeah, like that. You can go like that. Okay. Okay, we don't have the skin color, and I mean we are missing a number of customizations, unfortunately. in our game, but you know, I have two hands. That's what I have. Okay, so I think the good news is that we have two characters. They look a bit same. I mean, if I could change the face would be nice, but changing the face... Ah, yes, I can just go here and change it, actually. Of the second guy. I mean, with that hair is already looking different, but... Oh, wow. No, that's a bit too much. Okay, we can do this. Or... I think we can do this. We can have a kind of a weird tattoo on him. Okay. So this guy should look different from the other. That's the point, right? We would like this guy to look different from the others. So in this trigger, we will spawn Dryken alien male 2. Now the only problem is the position, though. The position, we said that is the position of the static mesh, which here is actually wrong, so we have to fix it. So it's this guy. So we have to take this, put it here. We have to take this. Yeah, it's a lot of copy paste. And put it there. And I think I have to do the same with this guy, otherwise it will never work, right? Yeah, for sure. That is this guy. And he will probably be wrong anyway at the beginning. So we will have to tweak it a bit because the location is not exactly the same. Okay. Okay, nice. So yeah, the other problem is the light, as we said, right? The light is a bit too strong. Now, in our skybox, we decide the light of the different yeah, and you see the Dryken plane has his own setting. Is setting the light intensity to 0 and the skylight to 2, while actually we would like to do something different. We would like to say 1 0, right? I would like to say 1 0. I don't remember the sector minimum brightness. What the hell is it? But it seems to be fine. Can put it to 2. I don't remember what. The minimum we have in this list is 2 here. So maybe that's the way to do it. Uh, 0.2, that seems to be the minimum here. Okay, let's try like this and see what happens. Okay. Now at the moment we are still kind of disconnected from the real game. I mean, we are in the game, but can you please select it? Thank you. Minus 199. Minus 199. Okay, so it was minus 199. So if you want to go, we have to go positive, like 199. Okay, so this is where we have to go, I think, to be the right spot. Okay, let's see what happens now. Yeah, we have the dark tone for the, but I don't know if I want to apply it anymore. I think it was a good idea, but the result is a bit shit. So I think I will leave your character. I wanted to have a kind of a special effect on the character, but by making it darker or whatever, but I think it doesn't look right. Seems that the 1-2 didn't really work. 0, 0, 2, 1. Yeah, so 0, 2 is still too much, huh? So I really have to do 0. 0.5. 0.5. I mean, depends how dark we want to go, but I wanted this ground to be darker, but it's hard to achieve. It's hard to achieve. I mean, if we go like this, it's already a bit better, but still lights of the level are not. Still a bit shitty, I would say. Maybe like this is slightly better. Okay, let's see what happens if I go here. Aha! We have our guy spawning up. Fantastic. Now, I think we can have this guy actually hammer something on the wall. But I think that now we are too dark. Now we are too dark. I think if I go that dark, you know, you cannot see anything. But if I go like this, the ground becomes insane. I cannot make up my mind on what we want in terms of brightness, right? Because if I do light intensity 1, basically all the directional lights that we have in the level are getting destroyed by the main light. By the way, you will not be able to click on this guy because this guy is just a fake NPC. So he's not a real NPC, right? It's just a fake NPC. Ah, the particle effect is in the wrong place. The guy didn't spawn. The guy didn't spawn. The guy didn't spawn. Why? I don't know. Yeah, the only problem is that testing in our game, right, is not super easy. No, the guy is really not here. So, which is weird, huh? I checked if he's underground, but he's not. Okay, that fire is okay, this fire is wrong, and the location of the second guy is wrong. This one is okay. Let me check the stair. I mean the ladder. Ladder is fine. The position of the effect is a bit off. The position of the reveal particle is a bit weird. It should be more here. Right? So we have a problem with the first fire. The first fire is the spawn. Yes, this one has not been changed. Okay, fine. This one has not been changed. Okay, so that's why it's not working. Is spawn particle. Yeah, you see that it's up there. Spawn particle. Okay, now it's up there. So okay, now the fire should be okay. The only problem is the guy. Why the guy? Static mesh 1. Static mesh 1. Wait a second. How do we? No, the guy is spawned by this. Ah, yes. The guy is spawned by this. And this is where? Uh-oh. There? Wow. It's an interesting location. That's an interesting location. Copy. Yeah, that's much better. I don't know, there was something fucked up in the copy. Okay. Okay. So now in theory should be all good. The only problem now is that in the... Let me see. The only problem is the number of discoveries, but the number of discoveries I can change. The discoveries are inside the 2 shard, or don't remember if I have them here or if I have them in the UI. Where the hell is the UI? New. Yes. Total discoveries, island. Okay, that is 6. Okay, so now this is correct. Okay, so if we relaunch it now, in theory all will be in place. The only problem will be the light, because the light is a bit weird. Maybe what we can do, let me try to reduce the light of the ground significantly, right? Which, by the way, I mean, this happened to me already. Look at how it is now. Look at what's happening. Look at how it is now, okay? We can even take a screenshot, but for whatever reason, this material has a wrong default. If I save it again, what is this nanite override? Wait a second, maybe the other. Because when I resave it, it's becoming super darker. At least it happened before. No? what happened to me is I changed something stupid. Ah, you see? That it became darker. Just randomly. I mean, I didn't change anything. I just moved it. So it seems that he has like a cached. Yeah, and look at it. Look at the ground now. I don't really know what is going on with this material, but it happened to me already. That is basically not. It's basically not correct. And I don't understand. Where is my darkness material? Oh. Ah, I didn't copy it from the other. I didn't override them. I didn't override. But you see that it's looking different here. So every place you bring this material, I mean, is looking different. I don't understand what is going on. 0108. So by default here, the darkness in the default material is 1, but if we go to the darker material, okay, now here, I mean, let me try to keep the darkness at 1 and see how it looks. It's still super dark. That is so weird. Is it because there is a transparency and this is now transparent instead of... that could be. No, it's a surface opaque. Blending mode is opaque, so it's not... let me see if there is anything else changed. The part with static lining. It's kind of strange though. So basically now became super dark, right? Became super dark. I can boost it. I can boost it. Now it became like this. Do we still have the tangent problem? Ah, fuck, wait a second. Ah, we have the normal problem. Ah, this is why. Okay, we solved this already in the other project. So basically this was having a missing normal. Yes. Okay. Now everything makes more sense. Okay, now everything makes more sense. So we can go darker than this if we want, right? We can go 0.2 or 0.3 and see. Yeah, I would like to have an effect. Yeah, I think like this looks kind of good. Okay, let's see how it looks in game. I think I will remove the shader effect on my character for now because I think it's annoying. I think this Dryken shading, for now we disable it. Because I think it makes your character look so bad that it's not worth it. Because he's moving the skin darkness down so much. And it's moving the skin luminosity to this, but it's not really giving a good effect, so I will remove it. Funnel, you're getting yourself back into reading programming books. So you want to become a programmer of plane shift, right? So you do all of this just to help me, correct? Or you want to make your own game? No, it's okay. You want to make your own game, it's fine. Okay, so now the sequence should work. I think the color is a bit more reasonable. And the light of my character, I think I prefer it this way. Hello. Uh-oh. Because this one needs to be triggered later. Okay, the fire is correct. Our guy is a bit low. Right, his feet are going through a bit, so we can just raise it by, I don't know, 10 centimeters. I mean, very, very little, but it's pretty much correct. I can just click there. I don't know why I'm trying always to click this. Let's do 10 centimeters higher. So 414. Okay. So that is okay. This fire is fine. The ladder is fine. The rope is fine. And now we miss only this thing. Okay, now the two crystals appeared. Right? The two crystals appeared. So we go here and uh-oh. Yeah, I think the problem is that the input it's but yeah. And now here you see the window that says the worker is in vital danger, the flames will burn him soon, right? You can choose to ask for help to the Mason. Together you can extinguish the fire and working as a team save the worker. Or you prefer to rely solely on your strength and climb the ladder, then grab the ropes, slide as far as you can, and then swing the rope to the worker to give an escape path, right? Which is this way. Which is the independent try. Now you choose one of the two. Yeah, and the camera goes back to you. The problem is that the movement, I think we need to do... I think we need to stop movement input or something, because... okay, but basically it worked, right? Now, do we like it? I would say yes. Is the UI a bit annoying? Yeah, probably. I mean, I can make it plain shift font, and I can... why these two things are not loaded? Image shard choice 2. Did we have the two shards on screen or not? When I went here, right? Did I add the two shards? think they were missing, no? I'm doing it mostly because I want to help you eventually in the future. Ah, you see? Nice. I knew it. I knew it. Watching my own video to see if... No? No, the two shards are missing. Why the two shards are missing? That's very strange. Why the two shards are missing, boys? There is shard choice one. Okay, so this one are by default collapsed, right? Which is okay, but then when we show the choices, show choices, right? Show choices through. Ah, because I forgot to, yeah, because it's the okay. Fine, my bad. They should not be hidden anymore. They should just be like this. Okay, now they will be visible. Now they will be visible. Okay. Probably going to change the font everywhere. Even if it's a bit small. I mean 24, I mean when I do it this way, right? The thing becomes smaller. Maybe 26. Another thing that I feel is that these borders are not really the best. I think maybe I want a bit more padding. Maybe I want a bit more padding left and right, or not. Like a 2020. I mean 2020 is not really much, but okay. Then the other problem is that for whatever reason the button is a bit fucked. Okay. Now the button is okay. Yes. But yeah, it's basically working, right? It's basically working. Now I don't know if I have to do the UI change, because actually in our game we can click on stuff already. So when we do setup input, set input mode, right? Yeah, I think that this is not really needed anymore, because in our game you can anyway click on stuff, right? Unless you are in combat mode. So yeah, so this is not needed. I think I can just delete it. I think it's just not needed. Okay. What else? Well, will be nice to have actually will be nice to have a sequence after you choose. And then I need to stop the movement somehow when we trigger on when we trigger. PS character disable movement. Yeah, this is not really working. This is not really working. I mean, it's not working because we are trying to do it on the client, right? How do we stop the input? Because we had the same problem here, I think, right? We had the same problem here. That that my character was going places. So if I go now here, you see that my character is walking forward. How do I fix that? So I need to disable input somehow. I need to stop the input and disable input. Otherwise, that is gonna walk forever. Now, from player controller, I can disable. I mean, disabling movement doesn't make any difference. I think that from the player controller, I can. Because it's on the controller, right? There is disable input, but I don't have disable input. Maybe disable input is enough. Maybe disable input is enough. Let's see. No, it's not. It's not. Fuck. I have to stop all input basically, because the problem is that I don't know if there is a clear input or because I can say stop movement, but stop movement, well, stop, usually stop is this disable movement, but I cannot really. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT says. In Unreal Engine, I have a trigger that is showing a UI when the character walks on it. The problem is that the input, the problem is that the character continues to walk forward while I would like to stop him immediately. I tried to disable input, but that is not enough. That is not enough. Stop movement immediately. Hey, but stop movement immediately. Stop movement immediately? Okay, I believe. But do I have to do it on the client or on the server? That's the point. Still going forward, this motherfucker. Why? Still going forward. I think the problem is that I have to do it both on the client and on the server. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Right? I think that's the problem. That at the moment, this is... Maybe it stops on the client, but... Maybe it stops on the client. I think in one of the two clients, it will actually stop. No, it doesn't stop in any of the two clients. It doesn't work. Player control disable input. It doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to call it on the server. But we don't, I mean, I think we should already have, right? We should already have a freaking... We should already have stop movement thingy, no? You mean? So if I do it like this, what happens? Huh? Apart that at the moment we still have the freaking run once that is messing up our life, right? Run in one instance, whatever it was. I don't even know where it is anymore. Run in... No, it was run... It was what? It was the one of yesterday, guys. Run in a single instance. It was editor settings or project setting. Run under one process. Yeah, this thing. Run under one process. Editor play. GG. He still moves. Fuck. Jesus. Okay. So in our game we have something like freeze. Right? And freeze is actually freezing you in place, so you cannot move. So let me see what this thing is doing actually. Set allowed to move false. Set frozen true. Set mode character sit. You have been frozen in place. Set allowed to move. This one we never huh? Is there a set allowed to move on the character? No, it doesn't exist. I mean, it exists, but not in blueprints. It's our thing. No, this thing is our thing. Yeah, we disable movement. We disable movement. This is what we do. We disable movement. We disable movement. Pa pa ra 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 ram. We disable movement. Come on, you can do it. Pam 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 pam. Please. Fuck, it's still running. It's still running. Why something so simple is so hard? Why? Jesus, why? Why something so simple is so hard? Stop the character. Ah. Jesus. Okay. Now, in our game works slightly differently, so maybe... But yeah, disable movement definitely is gonna do nothing. Set allowed to move. Oh, I can call this, but if I call this, you will see you have been you will read it. You have been frozen in place by a GM, right? Which is not really what we want. But I don't understand why this doesn't work as expected. It's a bit strange. Server stop movement. Server stop movement. Server stop movement. There is on base character. Stop movement immediately. What do you mean? Target self? Well, let me try 1 second with our game, because I think that the setup is different. I don't want to go crazy with something in the test project that then works differently in our game, so... I'm thinking to increase the speed of the characters, because I feel that we are moving too slow. Even if the animation is kind of correct, and people usually walk that way, but in a video game, I don't know. What happened, bro? I was there, why I'm not there anymore? What happened? Ah, because I fall down, maybe? Okay, unfortunately, I have to... I have to discover it all. Ah, he stopped. I don't know if he stopped because we were lucky. Or we stopped because we really stopped. But it seems that he actually worked. The problem is that now we disabled everything, so we will have to. It's kind of weird that the character still moves, though. But maybe the stop immediately is enough, right? And if you still want to move, is okay. So maybe it's enough if we say, okay, let me try. Let me try to remove a bunch of things. Let me just keep this. No, wait. Wrong project. Let me just keep this, right? And remove everything else. And see if this is enough. Probably this is enough. If this is enough, that would be nice. So now let me just change this. Discovery to 1 so that we don't spend too much time discovering things. I don't know, I feel our character are moving a bit too slow in normal walking speed. It's true that normally you walk slow, right? But it looks a bit too slow. Because that, I mean, the walk is like this, right? The run is like this, and the sprint is like this. So basically you want to sprint most of the time. Okay, let me try to go through like this. Okay, he stops actually. He stops, which is very nice. Okay. So if I choose this. Okay, like this is fine. Like this it works. I feel the lights are a bit the lights are not really strong enough. 0 to 1. Zero, 2, 1. I don't know why the lights are not strong enough, by the way. These are all dynamic lights, right? These are all dynamic lights. They look very bright here, right? But they don't look that bright in the game. I don't know why. So for example, this one, right? This greenish thing. Now it's true that we have our directional light at the moment that is on, and we have our skylight that is on as well. And we have our skybox, which is illuminating freaking everything. And we have the exponential fog. Okay, so now in theory, yeah, but you see that here you have one result, right? Here you have one result, and in game you have a completely different result, right? So like this light and this light is definitely doing something, but it's not doing as much as it's doing here. At least to me, you know, this looks different than this right? Very different. I mean, it's not just a bit different. I mean, it's really way stronger, right? And so everything looks a bit dim, and I don't know if I like that. I can boost all the lights. I can boost all these lights, right, to be stronger. At the moment we are at like... Well, it's true that these ones are also falling off very, very quickly, because these are using inverse square fall off, which usually is not very strong. And these lights are not movable. Probably because I didn't recalculate the lights to this level, and so is not didn't recalculate the lights. I don't know. Well, we have a bit of a light problem there, for sure. And I don't understand why he has this X on it, right? Like if he's disabled. Usually he's putting this red X when there are other lights too close to it, so that he's basically telling you that that light will not be effective. But is that true or not? By the way, guys, if you want to click on follow on Twitch, that would be a nice idea. Also, it's free. Do it! It's compiling shaders, huh? I set to rebuild the lights in medium quality. Point light, failure to allocate shadow map channel for stationary light due to overlap. Light will fall back to dynamic shadows. Yeah. Fine. Yeah, but see that, you know, that is the recalculated one, right? That is the recalculated one. Yeah, the overlap, I think there is too much overlap between this one and this one, for example, right? So in theory we should make this one smaller because it's overlapping with too many things. I mean, I can make it smaller. If I make it smaller, in fact it starts to be in fact is switch to enabled, right? But still, is it strong enough? I don't know. I think I have to try to boost some of these lights and see if that helps, right? At the moment they are all intensity 2. Let me go all intensity 4 and see what happens. And see what happens. This one is intensity 8, for example. I mean, lighting is always a mess anyway. It is why you have people that are only doing lights, right? Because it's not an easy job. It's really not an easy job. What is this colliding with? This one in the middle? Uh-oh. Well, this one became half black. Do we have proper movie channel 1? Destination light map 2, okay. So channel 1 is not really used. We are using channel 2. It seems to be okay. The light map resolution of this thing is 64. I mean, we could increase it, but 64 is not too bad. I don't know why I fucked up so much here. Well, I understand why this one is always disabled, right? Wherever I put it is always disabled. Why? But in reality, it works because it is disabled, but then you see it in the game, right? You actually see this one in the game. Okay, I would suggest we don't go crazy with lights because it may take me a day, you know, just to fix lights, and probably is not the greatest idea. Right? Is not the greatest idea. Okay, so we have our first puzzle and we have our first option. Now, could we do a sequence? That would be super cool if we could do a sequence. But you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to have this guy actually hammer the wall somehow, like if he's building something, but maybe it's too much. Okay, so you choose one or the other, and then the exit actually opens for you. And I would say that after that happens, would be nice if one of these shards actually activates, right, based on what you selected here. Can we do that? These are all invisible at the start. Yeah, these are all invisible at the start. So So when we click on choose, when we click on choose, we should do what? We should add the shard permanently, right? I think I already have an add shard, no? No, I have add location discovered. Okay, so we need to have an add shard function that is adding what? Is adding the so we will have an add shard which is based on what? On the choice, left or right. So we do like is pink. So this will call add shard is pink true. And this one will call add shard is pink false. Okay. And then this will do what? This will add. I mean, we need to keep track of how many shards we have, right? Do we keep it in an array with? I would say so. So shards obtained, right? And this would be what? A string. Well, I need actually two things because I need two values. I need to know if it's pink or blue, and I need to know the name. No. Well, we can say integer one. If we do an array of integer. I mean, the name we can avoid. I can have an array of integer, and where 1 or 2, right, means that I have the shard. So this add shard is going to take this and do what? And do add. And is adding 1 in case of pink. And is adding. It is adding 2 in case of blue, and 0 means no shard, right? And then what? And then he activates. And then he activates the new shard in the UI. So how do we do this? So we get. Because this will happen for every island, right? This will happen for every island. So we need a function that is called like show shards or something like that. Show shards. And so here we will call show shards again. Right, just because. And show shards is doing. Show shards is doing a pass on all the. By the way, we need 5 because we need 5 of these things. We need 5 of these things. So I think I have to make them smaller. So if I have 84 by 150, already done. What is already done? What is already done, Hula? close. If I have something that is 84 by 150 and I want to make it a bit smaller by, I don't know, 30% less, so 70%. Becomes what? Becomes it becomes 58 by 104. 58 by 104. Okay, I believe. I mean, it's a bit small, but it's fine. Because we need 5, you know, so in theory. Now, I don't know if we were really gonna do all 5. Maybe not. Maybe I will not do all 5, it's too much work. But anyway. But in theory it's 5. 5 or 6? No, 5, 5, 5. We said 5. We said 5. Maximum 5, boys. 5 is already a lot. 150. 460. 760. Is 100 every time or no? Roughly. Okay. Fine. I think it's because this one is, it looks a bit longer. But fine. So these are the shards that you already got, right? And they are all invisible at the beginning. They are all invisible at the beginning. Subscribe to your Twitch channel. Nice. Thank you, Hula. We have 868. We actually gained quite a few in the last few days. It was 860 like 2 days ago. So we got like 8 new people. But it's going up very slow, you know. There is people that gain 100 followers in a day. So our channel is still very niche. Very, very niche. Okay, so we loop on all the shards, right? And then we do what? And then for each of the shards, we get the element index. We switch on the element index. We switch. Okay. We switch on the element index and we switch on the element index and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do what? And we set an image. And we set an image. So this temp current image. Is there a better way or no? Because basically I have to do this 5 times. Right? And I have to do it with shard 1, shard 2, shard 3, shard 4, shard 5. Ba-ba-bam, 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 ba-ba-bam. Is there a better way? I don't know. Maybe not. Shard 4. Shard 5. Okay. So we say, this is the shard that we are working on, right? This is the shard we are working on. And we do what? With this shard, we want to actually set the brush from texture, right? We want to set the brush. We want to set the brush from texture, right? And we need to know if the element is 0 or 1. So it is temp shard color. Temp shard color. No. I have the element there. Why temp shard color? Why? I can just do this, right? No? So it can be I mean, if it's 0, we just have to hide it, right? If it's 0, we just set visibility collapsed. Okay. You can probably preload the thing with all zeros, but in theory it starts that way, so it should not be needed. And so here, if it's like this, we put the pink shard. It's not called pink shard. We put whatever. Shard icon 1. We put shard icon 1. Because there are 2 pink. GG. We could randomize, but meh. Otherwise, we do shard icon 3, right? Yeah. Okay. Match sides? No. Okay, so in theory, this runs the loop for all the ones that we obtained and set them properly, right? So let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. We are still at 1 discovery. Okay, fine. It is a bit simpler, right? Yeah, I think it will work. Now, would be nice to have a kind of a mouse over and with the tooltip on what that is. What is the trait that you got, right? What is the trait that you got? That would be nice. Can I do it? Well, we have to keep another array just for that, but we can do it. We can keep another array. Terrain fucked up. I don't know why it's not loading, but it's fine. Choose. Fuck. It didn't work. Why it didn't work? Because I didn't make it visible. Because I didn't make it visible. That's exactly why. That is exactly why. Okay. Yeah, we could keep the, we could have a tooltip set on the image, right? If we want. I can have a tooltip, right? On an image, right? Set tooltip. Yes, tell tooltip text. So to set the tooltip text, or we do it directly here when we select the shard, because here we know, because the window is open. So in theory we could take the current number. Yeah, but we need again a switch like that. No. Or we just pass the name. No, it would never work. Fuck it. Okay. So we need another array. Which is shard obtain names, right? And the shard obtain names, we will do the same. The difference is that we will add, in this case, we will add in this case, we will add the option that I have in the pink shard. So for us will be this. Right? And yeah. Or this. Okay. So now basically the shard will have the proper thing. Now the only problem is to set the tooltip to be equal to set tooltip text, I would say, to be equal to that thing, right? Which is actually a text. Well, then maybe we can change this to text. Oh, it's the same. Because I have to convert it twice, but it's fine. So we get the, what do we get? We have to get this, huh? No? We have to get this, and this we have to put it here. Probably. Maybe. And yeah. So this will be the tooltip text in both cases, right? Because we have it saved by, yeah, we have it saved by shard. So if it's this one or this one, we don't care. Okay, so this in theory should do something. This in theory should do something. Now, at the moment we are completely in our game, right? Which is nice. So perhaps it's only a niche, but some other Twitch dev have more viewers. I usually don't know how they do it. Yeah, how they do it, I don't know. But, well, I think the one difference, Ula, is the time of streaming, right? Because I'm streaming very little during the week, and other streamers stream like the whole day, right? So I don't know how they do with their jobs, but anyway, maybe they do that as a job. But if you stream like 8 hours, so the people are used to see you, it's more likely that they return to your channel. While if they don't see you for a bit and they don't understand what is happening, right, then why the texture is not loading? It's loading in low resolution. Anyway, whatever. So we choose the second one. Ah, nice. But the tooltip is not working. The tooltip is not working. Maybe because there is visible, there is not testable and not visible. That is possible. But anyway, this worked, which is nice, right? So we got our our blue shard, right? We got our new shard, and now we can go to the next island. Now, I would like to have a bit of voiceover actually there. And I think I would like to have this island to be a bit short. I mean, the walking distance should be as short as possible, I would say. Without keeping... If we can have all those elements invisible after a certain distance, I mean, if we can have all these elements invisible... after a certain distance, I think we'll be fine. I think I still think it's too bright. I don't know. I still think it's too bright. The problem is that if I do 0, right, like this, my character becomes invisible. Because my character is all black now. So that is the reason why I cannot have a skylight of 0, right? But anyway, it's fine. Okay, I think we can make this shorter. I think the next island can be like here instead of being like there, right? So I think we can shorten this by I mean, it's not too long, but I think we can shorten it a bit. I think we can shorten it a bit. I think we can shorten it like the original distance. Like the original distance is like from here to here. Now, the other problem is that I would like to have in the main island the creature, right? So in the beginning of the here, right? Here I would like to have the creature. And the creature will be can we take it from somewhere? The creature is here. So the point is that I think I would like you to be able to click on the creature, or you just go close and it triggers the dialogue. Yeah, maybe that's simpler. So you don't have to click on anything. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. So I think we can drop I think we can drop our guy here. And well, not exactly there. So I think we will still have the initial. I think we will still have the initial thing, so that the. But in addition to that, I think I also would like to have a trigger next to him that is actually launching the talk UI whenever you go close to it. So it's all very simple. Now I'm basically in this level, I'm basically not teaching you how the game works, because you basically trigger everything just by walking. But it's fine. I'm doing it kind of by purpose, so it's okay. So the triggers, the problem of the triggers, I don't think we can use any of these triggers actually. I don't think we can use any of these triggers because these triggers are triggering doors and these triggers are triggering shards, right? So I need to create a new trigger actually. I think I need to create a new Dryken trigger something. I think I need a Dryken entity trigger. A Dryken entity trigger. I mean, it's similar to this. In theory, we could copy this, right? We can call it Dryken entity trigger, and this one will On actor begin overlap. They should run on the client only. Yes. I think yeah, I think all of this will go away. All this will go away. The only thing that I need yeah, from my player controller, I need to kick in the talk UI, the one that we use for talking. All right, so we have a talk UI somewhere here. Here it is. Dryken talk UI. And this one, I don't know exactly where it's used, but Dragon plane actions. Create token Dryken talk UI widget. Okay. Play animation. What animation are we playing here? Ah, the fade in. Nah, we don't care about the fade in. I don't ever want to create a new window every time, right? It sounds a bit annoying. But probably we're gonna do this, yes. So when I trigger this trigger, I just create a new UI and I add it to the viewport, right? And now there must be a setup, in the sense that we need to know what we already I mean, we need to know the place where we are, because based on the place where we are, there will be different different answers. Actually, now that I think about it, if I want to go there twice, right, with the same probably I need yeah, I think I need that. No, I need to keep it on player controller as usual. There's no way. I need to keep a reference here. There's no way. Because otherwise it becomes a bit of a mess. And in our character creation, I mean, here I'm on teleport, right? It is the first time I log in into the game, so here I have to create a window no matter what, right? Here I have to create it. But then I have to set it to I have to set it to this, right? Yeah. Why is always so fucked up? Sometimes it disconnects the father, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I never understood exactly how that works. No, but the fact that we save it is better because we can reuse the same state, right? So if you already spoke with him about some stuff, it will not show you again the same stuff over and over, right? So yeah, I cannot do it because I didn't recompile this yet. So it doesn't see the variable. Okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So now that we have the UI saved, right? When you talk with a creature, we can reuse it actually here. So here we can say, well, if this UI is not valid, right? We can, because you may have been teleported into the Dryken plane directly for whatever reason. So if it's not valid, we're just going to create one again, right? Fine. And we are going to add it to the viewport, and we're going to set it as the as that window, right? So that would be easy. And if it's already there, we just add it to the viewport, right? So we just make it visible. And yeah. So in reality we can just do this. And yeah. Now this will be, we will have to change it, obviously, because we will have to change it. We will have to change it because based on the different setup, so there must be a kind of a setup, right, of the Dryken thingy, which depends on the trigger ID. Because I want at every location to have a different setup. Because at the moment is adding all these question and answers automatically. Because we get all the option and answer right from this data table. But I think I will expand this data table, and I will have an additional parameter, which is the we already have the prerequisite ID. We have the prerequisite ID, level 112222 prerequisite ID. Oh wow, this was already kind of evoluted, this thing. Are we using the prerequisite ID? Probably we are. Load questions. Prerequisite ID seems not used at the moment. No, I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. Prerequisite ID, I think it is. I think it is used. Okay, it is just check if it's 0. Yeah, exactly. You see that there is a wall logic about question and sub questions. Oh my god. Okay, fine. This logic we're not gonna change. The only thing that we will add, because I think we will add a new column here, so we will add a new column which is so I would like to have these groups of questions available at different stages, right? So there is like a stage. I think I want to add a stage column here. Can I add a column? Can I add a column without destroying the data? Hopefully, yes. Can I add a variable called stage and put it before level? And it is an integer. Is it possible or will fuck up everything? Okay, it worked. Fantastic. Fantastic, this engine is insane. There were 2 integers, it didn't fuck up. I was expecting that the level became the stage and vice versa, but no, it didn't. He actually added on top. So, for example, right, we can say that in the first place where you find the guy, you will say, who is speaking? Where am I? I am stuck in here, right? Something like that. Or maybe it is 2, right? So this will be stage 0. Then maybe there will be stage 1, which is this. And I'm gonna change them, but this is just an example, right? Stage 1, stage 1, stage 1, right? And then maybe it is stage 2, right? Stage 2, stage 2. And why I'm doing this? Because I would like the guy to speak with you only, I mean, in subsequent discussion. So you don't have all this text at the beginning, right? You just have a subset of that at the beginning. Uh-oh. What happened? Could be. probably because the quest data, it sees the quest data as different. That's possible. Because we changed the underlying structure. Oh, fuck. Wrong event dispatch. He fucked up a bit. Oh, Jesus Christ, Superstar. What is your problem? Come on. Maybe that now this is not working anymore. Right. Maybe it is not working. No, it is working. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we had to save the. We had to save that thingy. Okay. Okay. The only difference now is that I would like to load in the Dryken Talk UI only the question of the current stage, where the current stage is designed as... So I don't want to have it in the construct anymore, right? Because I think in the construct was a good idea, but now is not a good idea anymore, right? So there is this load questions, question and answer. Well, we can still do this. We can still do this, but I was calling this medium places. We are calling load questions from first phrase, but this is not correct anymore. It is not correct anymore. Because the first phrase may be a different one, right? I mean, this is still valid in theory. What is different is that in the load questions, right? Load questions level 1. Load questions level 1. I load the question, I pass the level, I check if the level is equal to my level. But I think I need also to pass the stage ID, right? Because if the questions are not part of this particular stage, I don't want to see them. So even if this is level 2, maybe the level is already fixing the problem. No, it's not, because I can have multiple levels in the same stage in theory. Now I don't have it here, but I think we can anyway filter by stage, right? So that's the idea. so that I'm never loading stuff that is. So how do we know the stage? Well, we know the stage because we set it in the, I think I need to have here a temp stage or something. And this one should be set at the beginning. And I will have to compare that my temp stage equals to this stage, right? And this end as an additional, yeah. So yeah, so if this is not true, holy moly, wait a second. Okay, so now they are ordered at least, and so the lines are not messing up too much. I mean, they're kind of messing up, but not too much. Okay. Prerequisite ID equal to 0. Why? Prerequisite ID equal to 0. No, prerequisite ID. Because you assumed you can only load this once, and then you load the others when you click on one that exists. Yeah, okay, I understand that. I understand that. Okay, so we provide the stage. And the stage will be, so the first time that we start the game and we load here, right? We need a setup of some kind, right? Or at least a set stage, because otherwise, oh my god, this thing is big. So I think we need a set stage, right? Where set stage gets an integer stage and is setting this, right? And he's setting this. Okay. So now, when we start the game and you are entering into the Death Realm the first time, into the Dryken plane the first time, we have this set stage at 0, right? Or we can even avoid calling it, because anyway it starts at 0, no? But anyway, let's set it anyway for to be sure, right? To be sure that we are not doing anything wrong. So we would set the stage to 0. And then every trigger, right? Every trigger will have the stage. Not the trigger shard. Not the Dryken question. Not these two guys that we can close. Not this guy that we can close. Not this guy that we can close. Oh my god, it's so many. Not this guy, not this guy, not this guy. Okay, probably we closed it. Is actually the trigger. The trigger entity trigger, right? So this entity trigger will have, I see here we have a shard number, but we don't need the shard number anymore. So this will be the stage number, whatever. Stage number, right? And so, for example, the trigger that I'm going to put now here at the beginning, which is the trigger that triggers this guy, right? The trigger that triggered this guy will be well, position is kind of weird. Will be stage 0. Exactly. Right, will be stage 0. Now, the only thing we have to be sure is that it is at the right level, but I think it is. All around this guy. Okay, so when this happens, we will have the trigger overlap with stage 0, and we will set before the add to viewport, right? Now, if I only set the stage, this is not going to reload the questions, unfortunately, right? No, it's not. So I will take the stage number and I will set it here, right? So now this thing knows what is the stage number, but that is not going to change. It is not going to change the actual questions, right? We have loaded. So I think that actually this load question should be called by set stage, because it's only after I know the stage then I can actually load my questions. I don't like the fact that it's called here. Well, actually it should answer to question, load question. This will be a bit tough to Jesus, it will be a bit tough to change. Because this one is actually not cleaning up the existing questions, right? Is not. So basically this load questions is loading the subsequent questions after the first. Is not loading the base questions. So the answer to question, I think this method is still valid, right? Answer to question works exactly the same way. The difference is in the load questions, because it should load only the questions that belong to the proper stage. It is, and should also load all the questions that belong to the proper level, where the level is provided by this when it's level 1, and by this when it's the second level. There is a bit of hard-coded stuff in here that makes it hard to Yeah, because basically here we are forcing the player to click on all the questions before he can actually exit, right? Here we are forcing the player to click through all the questions before he can exit. And I think I'm still of that advice. The problem is how to calculate it in a dynamic scenario like this, where this is now split by stage, and so there are, well, I can count this number. Yeah, I think I can count this number up front and understand how many I have in that particular stage. Okay, I can do that. So this count level 1, 2, count level 2, 5 is not really correct, right? It's not correct anymore. This needs to be redone, because now we have another variable, which is the stage. So my suggestion is to enable this when the total count of whatever, you know, because this count level is counting level 1 and level 2 answers, but I don't know if this is really a good idea. Why we don't just count the total answer, whatever they are, right? If they are level 1 or level 2, why we care? Why we care? Why we care if it's level 1 or level 2? I don't know. Because if it's level 1, we enable level 2. We enable level 2. Level 1, level 1. Okay, so if I answer to all the ones of level 1, then I enable level 2. Oh my god. Yeah, that is the way it was. That is the way it was conceived. That is the way it was conceived. Or we ditch the level completely. But it's a pity though, because we, in theory, we already have the prerequisite, right? So this question will show up only if and that is what is confusing me. This level and prerequisite is confusing me a bit, right? Because, like, for example, this one does not have any prerequisite, but is a level 2 question. So before you can actually reach it, you have to answer both of these ones, right? So this is how the logic works. It's a kind of a complex logic. And I don't know if I still need it, but because nowadays we are splitting it in multiple stages. I mean, it would be nice to keep it because it gives more flexibility if that works, right? But yeah, basically it's forcing you to answer all the question of level 1 before you can go to one question of level 2. And the level 2 is loading all the questions without prerequisites, right? Which is also nice. So I think the only point is to ensure that we have, so we can keep the same logic. The only point is to ensure that this count works within a stage. Right? This count works within a stage. So, and that is the problem though, because this will never match the stage count. This will never match the stage count unless I count it when I set the stage. Yeah, that is the solution, I guess. I think we should add two new variables, which are temp stage level 1 questions and temp stage level 2 questions. I don't know if I'm making it too complex, probably yes. And these two should be set when we set the stage, right? When we set the stage, we should go through all the questions. We should go through all the questions and determine the level and the stage. So we have to say only if this stage is equal. So we want to pre-filter only the one for the current stage, obviously, right? The other one we are not going to count. Right? This one we're not going to count. And so if it's false, we don't count. If it's true, we want to do well, first of all, we have to set this to 0 here, because otherwise this will really break, right? Need to set this to 0. Okay, so we set this to 0. Then so they start from 0, right? Then if the level is equal to 1, well, I mean, we will only consider maximum 2 levels, right? We don't want to go crazy with the number of levels, because otherwise no, I can actually switch, which is probably easier. I can just switch if it's 1 or 2. Well, there is also a 0 though. Oh shit. No, there is no 0. There is only 1 and 2. There is only 1 and 2. So we start from 1 and we remove the default because we don't need it. And if it's 1, we set this equal to, can we just increment it or no? Yeah, we can just increment it, I guess. Okay, we just increment this guy, which is automatically setting it. And if it's level 2, we increment this guy, right? So now basically we know how many level 1 and level 2 we have for that particular, for the stage that we have set, right? So we know that because we had incremented this. Okay, very nice. This is very nice. So now that we know the number of questions, now this check is way easier, right? Because instead of doing 2, 5 or whatever, we just compare it with this number, right? We just compare it with this number. So now this is generic for any possible thing. Now maybe what we should do, because we have to check if this really works, probably will break at the beginning. When this is completed, right? Let me just print out briefly what we got, right? So we can print out something like stage. We can print on something like stage, and then the stage number, which is temp stage. And then we can print level 1 questions and level 2 questions. And here we have our temp stage level question, stage 2 level question. And so at least we see it in the debug, because otherwise this is really prone to potential bugs. And so I want to print it out. Okay, nice. So maybe let's put another entity, right? Let's put another entity at level 1, a stage 1, a stage 1. So we will duplicate this. So the entity will still be there, but we put it on the road, right? So we duplicate this. Let me just see if we are in the right level. Yes, we are in the right level, which is this remake thingy. And we duplicate that. We duplicate this. Then we take both of those, right? And we move it. Like here in the middle of the road, right? In the middle of the road. So that this guy will speak to you again if you want. If you want, well, depends how I place the trigger. If I place the trigger that you overlap, for sure. I think it would be nice to have a small island, so you can go to him if you want, right? If you don't want, you may avoid it. Yeah, I will probably do that, but I need to create a new boundary and things, right? But I can do that. Para para pam pam. No. Now triggering this trigger. It's not very easy to see, but fine. For now it will be like this, but I will add an island and I will move it. I will move it like here, right? So only if you go to him, then you will trigger. But basically, this trigger here will have, you know, stage 1. That is the whole reason why we did this. So this guy will have for you the answers for stage 1. So the subsequent thingy. Okay. Hello, Old P. Long time no see. Yeah, where you have been all this time? I've been here, pretty much. During the evenings. And during the weekends. We are redoing the Dryken plane, which is a level that everyone dislikes. Only me. I'm the only one liking it. You know, in reality, it was a bit of a placeholder, right? I created it because I needed a level there, but it was a bit of a placeholder, and so it never became what it should have been. So yeah. But now I'm trying to make it better. Okay, let's see if we trigger this guy.
You are surrounded by darkness.
Oh,
you
fuck.
feel a cold sensation, though there is no breeze or wind. You hear
It's
faint
triggering
whispers around
the
you.
start.
As you awaken, you see a strange creature floating in the air before you.
The reason he's doing this is because he's thinking that we are in another place. Okay. And I cannot even leave now. No! Because I loaded in right? I load it in a place where the UI is not yet created. And so basically it's creating the UI for the first time. It's creating the UI for the first time. Yes. And we have in the construction script, all that stuff, right? Which I think we should remove. I think we need a completely new function, which is, you know, the one that is initialized by the character creation. Or I mean, it can be the stage 0, right? So when we go with stage, no, but I think it should really be from character creation, because from character creation is different, right? So I think we need a new event that is initialized from character creation, right? Initialize from character creation. And this thing, for example, should do this, right? And which is the voiceover. It should I mean, the difference is only the voiceover. No, not true, because the other difference is the middle. There is a middle, something in the middle here, right? You are surrounded, right? You are surrounded by darkness, which is the text that gets played with the initial animation. So we play the initial animation, which actually happens here. No, when does that happen actually? Did I do it outside? I think I did it outside. I think I stupidly did it outside. Yeah, I did it here. Very bad practice, actually. Very, very bad practice. Never do this. Never do a setup outside of the UI, because you will get confused. I mean, you can create a widget, yes, but then after creating the widget, all this initialization should be done inside the widget itself, right? In a probably in set stage or set initial something, right? So I think here we should call our setup initialize from character creation, right? And at that point, I don't even know if I want to set the stage, because yes, maybe I want. So I load only the proper questions. So we can set the stage. We can call initialize. But we don't want to do, for example, this fade-in animation, right? This fade-in animation should be inside the actual UI, right? Otherwise, it's confusing. I think this thing, guys, will take some time for testing because I'm changing so many things, and that is obviously affecting the character creation. So there's no way it's gonna break, because if this breaks, you cannot create characters anymore, right? So it's something that we'll have to test very, very, very well. Because if we mess this up, is a problem. Is a real problem. Now this freaking onConstruct, right? OnConstruct is called every time you add this thing to the viewport again. But yeah, I think it's correct actually. So the initialize from character creation, the difference is that it's doing the fade in, right? It's doing the fade in of that thingy, and it's playing the awaken thing. But then the thing that I don't understand is how it is displaying the first phrase. Because you click on the... okay, you click on that. Okay, you click on that. But then what happens? Okay, we collapse that. We do this thing. Okay. We do this. We do this. We do this. Okay, all this is good. And then we do load question level 1. And then we do load questions level 1. Yeah, I think it's correct. Yes, is correct, because this is only when you reach the first. Okay, but then what happens? Then happens that you go to another one of those guys and you still trigger, right? You was at the university. You were at the university. Nice. Which university you doing? So the second time I trigger, right? I set the stage, but after setting the stage, I also need to load the questions. So that's the problem, my boys. That's my problem. That's my problem. First of all, when I load the question, I have to clear the array, because now we can call it multiple times, right? So I need to clear all child from SRC questions. Delete all children or whatever, remove all children. Clear all children, okay. So, because yeah, we don't want to have the previous answers loaded in, we want to reload, right? We want to reload the new one. Now, the one that we already flagged as Yeah, that is good. The only problem now is that if I do set stage, or at the end of set stage, I call load questions, or I have to be sure that when, because load question is called by the first phrase animation, right? Yeah, with level 1. So I have to call load questions after my triggers. Otherwise, because set stage is not enough. Set stage is not enough. So I need to call why does this? Why it allows two inputs into the same? That is very strange. Huh? Did he allows two input into the same pin? Yeah, so we need to load the now the problem is what level are we loading? Are we loading always level 1 even if you already went through that? I would say yes. You're always loading level 1. Well, okay. You're always loading level 1. I mean, I'm doing all this mess because I want to distribute, right, the answers that this entity is giving you during your travel, right? So at the moment, all the questions are at the beginning, and I think it's overwhelming, right? There's too much text, there's too much stuff, and is annoying. While I would like to split it in different stations that are between the island. And so I will have the first guy at the beginning will only tell you two things, right? Then you go through the first island, and then it will tell you something else, and so on, right? So that you can distribute better the knowledge while you play. I think it makes sense, no? So I think that now, unfortunately, I will spawn exactly on top of the trigger. Ah, but if you spawn on top of the trigger, you don't trigger. Okay, that's good. Because... fuck, I triggered.
Awaken.
But I am in the same... I have the same problem here, though. How it is possible that there are no questions? Stage 1. Stage 1, level 1. 0 question, 0 question. Why? Stage 1, level 1. 0 question, 0 question. Why? What do you mean? Stage 1. Ah, because now this is level 2. Ah, okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, at the moment, I mean, at the moment, considering we don't have more answers, yeah, because at the moment there is no level 1. So the set is empty. So I need to change at least one of them to be level 1. Every stage should have at least one question level 1, right? But it's a bit strange that here it didn't do... What did we say? Stage 1, right? Stage 1 should add two question level 2. Why it didn't do that? 2 questions, level 2. Yeah, exactly. Maybe because question and answer is not loaded yet. Yeah, exactly. Because question and answer is not loaded yet. So you first need to load the questions. No, you first need to... What? Yeah, question and answer is not loaded, boys. It's not loaded. Yeah, exactly. But we do it in the construct, right? The construct... Nah, this should be done only one. This should be done on initialize, not... This should be on initialized, actually. Because otherwise we make a mess. Because the question should be loaded only once. The question should be loaded only once. And I think the disable movement is not really needed, by the way. I think that is useless. I think it is useless to me. So if we do it on initialize, now the question and answer should be available. Now this count level 1, count level 2, that is how many you answered, right? In this particular session. So I think that this should be set up to 0 when we set the stage. So we're basically when we restart, right? And so I'm expecting now with the onInitialize to have the question loaded, right, already. And so to be able to go through this, but at the same time, I agree I need at least one question that is level 1 for each, yeah. For each stage, I need at least one. Okay. I will have to go soon, guys. I will have to go pretty soon, but I think we managed to get, you know, the thing into our game, which is nice. So we have it functional inside our world. Maybe it's not the I mean, it's not fully streamlined yet, but it starts to take shape, right? Start to take some shape. By the way, if you have any questions on the game or on anything, feel free to ask. So I don't know if I want to go to that guy, because that guy is level 1. But anyway, it's the same, right? So if we go to this guy... Yeah, there is unfortunately this fade animation that is still in.
Awaken.
Okay, but now you see that at least we have the proper... We have to remove the first piece, but at least we have this, right?
You've just crossed the portal to reach your destination, but an ancient enemy has intervened, disrupting your travel. You are now stuck here, but if you stay focused, you can survive and find the exit.
Now the problem is that this is not loading the level 2, which is a bit weird, right? So we are at stage 1 there, and we should see yeah, in fact he has 1 at level 1 and 2 at level 2, right? So in theory, if everything worked, but it didn't, I should have here the level 2 questions. But it seems that the level 2 questions were not presented. It's strange because we have... so this seems to work properly. And then when I answer the question, right, when I answer the question, we should have level 1 plus plus, level 2 plus plus. Exactly. So did we see that in the log? Yeah, we saw a level 1 plus plus, right? We saw a level 1 plus plus. So our count for level 1 became 1. And now we are loading any sub-questions, if there are sub-questions. If there are sub-questions. Are there sub-questions? I mean, there is one, but unfortunately it's level 2. Well, yes, but it's level... Yes. I mean, okay, so probably this one needs to be level 1 as well, because he has a prerequisite. But in any case, okay, so it didn't catch the sub question. Fine. So who cares? Who cares about that? But then he goes here, right? He goes here. In theory, he should have compared, right? He should have compared my stage, temp stage level 1 question, that we just printed out, that is 1, with count level, which is 1. And so this should be the same, right? And this means that we should go through this and go to load question level 2. And load question level 2... Ah, fuck, it's clearing the children though. Okay, that's not good. Because it means that it removes the previous one that you have in the list. Probably we don't want to do this. We want to do this only when we set the stage. Yeah, that's true. We want to do that only when we set the stage, I would say. But still there is something not working, because it seems that comparison 1-1 didn't properly work. I don't know why, but it didn't work. Because yeah, so this one, right? And then we got a level 1 plus plus. So in theory, 1 is equal to 1. And so this check should have been true. Right? This check should have been true. And unless it has been executed already once, but I would say no. Which, by the way, this we will have to reset. We can load the questions at level 2, right? I think this one we need to reset it every time. I mean, these do once, I think I have to remove it actually. Because otherwise the second time, I mean, I need to substitute it with a variable, and I have to reset the variable. when we yeah, exactly. But I mean, this is not gonna work 100%. So we will substitute it with a temp2 level loaded. This will be a boolean. You will check if this is true, and only if it's true we go here, right? No. Only if it's false we go here. Yeah. Only if it's false we go here, and but this one needs to be reset, right? When we set the stage, because here we are basically resetting the whole UI. Is that correct or not? Yeah, I think so. Because we are removing also the answer, right? Yeah. When we are moving between one guy and the next, we reset everything, right? I think that's the easiest. That's the easiest. Now, if that has been already answered, it will be anyway flagged as already answered. But the problem is that this check doesn't work. Why? I don't know, but it doesn't work. Maybe we can print it out and say question level not correct or something. Check question level 1. Check question level 1. Yeah, this printout is something we'll have to delete very soon. But it's fine. And so this current level and it is temp level, yes. Temp stage level 1 question. Yeah, so how many questions have been answered for that particular stage and level, right? Okay guys, I think I'm going to dinner though. Hello to Cats Yelling. Sorry, you're live a bit late. I'm gonna go. I'm going now, but I will be here tomorrow evening, so I will try to progress on this maybe a bit more tonight as well, but I will not be streaming. So basically we have, we have this level now in our main game, which is nice. The puzzle seems to work. We are trying to have the first guy here working properly. Maybe we'll also change this creature. But yeah, we may want to have this guy working as well. And maybe we'll delete all the other, or I will leave it there just because, I don't know, maybe I will leave it there. Like the old level will still be there, you can still see it from distance, right? But you will not play it anymore. We will see. Okay? See you. Bye-bye. Goodbye, guys. Tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. European time. Meanwhile, remember to click on follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. Bye.